What is up, guys? So today we are in a new room, only because it's new year, end of the year, so we're gonna try to refresh the setup for the videos, give a new, clean look, stuff like that. So I'm in the process of doing that. So for today, we're in here, my Mojo Dosa Casa house. So anyways, let's get into today's video. It's the end of the year. I've seen 64 movies of this year, and I figured let's give top 5 best, top 5 worst, stuff like that, giving all the categories, basically my version of the Oscars 2023 movie year recap. Let's get into it. So starting off, 2023 for me, I feel like has been a decent year for movies. I feel like we got a lot of good movies. Nothing really amazing as much as like last year. Last year I had like five out of fives. This year I only have like 3. But like I will say it's a pretty good year for movies this year. I feel like there was a lot of bad movies though as well. And that's where I kind of want to start with today. Let's get into the top 5 worst movies of 2023. Okay, so in 5th place for worst movie of the year, I have Leo, Adam Sandler's newest movie. Coming in at a 37 out of 100. It's a 2 out of 5 star. It's just bad, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't really like it. The animation style was okay. It was pretty good. It was just, I was not prepared for it to be a musical. There was a lot of musicals this year, and this was easily the worst musical we got. Just, I don't know, Beast Lizard. Like, I don't really understand how you can make a movie about that besides, like, Godzilla. And, like, the characters in this were just so annoying. And, like, I don't know. Like, I just wasn't vibing with it. We also watched it in art class for school. Did not care about it. Pretty bad movie. Okay, in 4th place, I'm going with Napoleon with a 34 out of 100. This movie was easily one of my most anticipated movies of the year. And it just was awful. Horrendous. It was a comedy in a way. I did not care for it. Very long, very boring, and it's such a shame because Ridley Scott is a phenomenal director, and like he made Gladiator, which I'm named after, and I was very anticipated for this, and it just wasn't good at all. So like it makes me kind of nervous for Gladiator 2 coming out next year by Ridley Scott. I'm kind of nervous because Napoleon just was not good in any way. Very bad. It's just like, I don't know, wasn't good. All right, in 3rd place, I'm going with Book Club: The Next Chapter with a 33 out of 100. This movie looks like a Hallmark movie, like maybe directly to like streaming, and I saw it in the movie theater and I was like, what is this? I hate when movies do like the COVID like Zoom call things. It's one of my least favorite tropes in any movie when like they're like on like the FaceTime things, and that was like a good like 25% of this movie. And then I don't know, like it was just like it's not for me. It's not my target audience. I'm not the target audience for this movie, clearly. It's about 4 old ladies traveling Italy. And I mean there are a few good laughs here and there, but like it was pretty bad. In 2nd place, I'm going with Strays with a 26 out of 100. This movie was so bad, man. I saw one trailer for it in like June of 2023, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of funny. It's Will Ferrell. It could be good, but like I was like, it could be funny, could be really bad. And unfortunately, it was really bad. Right from the get-go, first 5 minutes into this movie, I was like, all right, this movie's going to be awful, and it was. Never got any funnier. The jokes progressively got bad. It was just so unfunny, and like they were really like, I don't know, like the CGI like talking dog face, it just didn't look good. It was awful. Brutally bad. Okay, and my least favorite movie of the year, god awful, hated every second of it, The Nun 2 with a 24 out of 100. Look, I've never seen the Conjuring movies. Get a plan on seeing it shortly. Like soon in the next couple of months. Never saw Nun 1, but went into this movie with a few friends, and the plot is terrible. Not scary. There was like one jump scare that got me. I felt like there was no nun in it, besides like maybe the little bit of the ending, and like here and there, and like the characters sucked. I wanted them all to just like, I didn't care about them. If like when they were going away, I didn't care about them at all. Like I was like, who cares about these characters? Why do I care about them? Why do I care about the nun going after them? And why was the nun going after them? There was no, I just didn't care. There was no like, it was bad. Okay, now going into the top 5 best movies of the year, wrapping this video up here. In 5th place, I'm going with Wonka, coming in at a 92 out of 100. I loved Wonka. I was not expecting it to be a musical, I will be honest with you guys, but it was phenomenal. Like, every song in this movie made me, like, jump for joy. I was in love with this movie, man. It's probably my favorite Willy Wonka movie, and I wasn't a big Willy Wonka fan growing up. But man, Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka was phenomenal. I felt like the casting in this movie was great. The Chocolate Cartel did great job. I made a review for this movie also, and my opinions didn't really change. So everything that I said in that review basically still applies. Okay, in 4th place, I'm going with Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbird, and whatever, Snakes and Songbird. I think that's what it is. Hunger Games prequel, whatever, that's what we'll call it. Coming in at a 94 out of 100. Look, this movie I loved, man. I'm a big fan of the Hunger Games movies. Really like Catching Fire, but I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my favorite Hunger Games movie. Maybe Catching Fire might be a little bit better, but it's either this one or Catching Fire. This movie felt like 3 separate movies in one gigantic film. I will say the 3rd act did push it a little bit too far. It was a little bit lengthy, but it was still a phenomenal watch. I really appreciated like this cinematography in this movie. The acting performances, man, they were great. Cornelius Snow, you didn't know either to root for him or if he was the villain. Like in the beginning, I was like, this man is, how could he be like President Snow in the sequels? And then you see him by the end of the movie and you're like, wow, he is a villain. And so like, it's just, there's so much to pack with this movie, and it's just a great watch. I very much enjoyed it. In 3rd place, I'm going with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with a 96 out of 100. One of the best MCU movies that we've ever gotten, in my opinion. I have a poster for it in my room, actually, as we speak. I think it's the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's probably in my top 3 MCU movies, or even superhero movies in general. It's in my top 5. It's gotta be, because it was phenomenal. Love the soundtrack, and Rocket Raccoon. I feel like Bradley Cooper deserves an Oscar nomination just for playing Rocket Raccoon, and it's a shame because I know the Academy won't give him the credit that he deserves because it's just like a voiceover or voice acting, but I think it was phenomenal. I loved this movie. And of course, jumping into my number 2, we got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse coming in at a 97 out of 100. So let's be real here. This movie is a piece of art. Visually, this movie was amazing. It was stunning. Acting performances, loved Oscar Isaac as Spider-Man 2099. Obviously, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy. They all did a phenomenal job. Loved the plot. There was a bunch of points where I was like, plot twist that I got out of my seat. And I was very upset with the to be continued, I will be honest, but that just makes me more excited for when Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out, and I cannot stress how much I am excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. But in 1st place, my favorite movie of the year, I'm going with Oppenheimer, of course, with a 98 out of 100. I think this is phenomenal. I've had to see this movie at least 8 times this year alone. I own it on DVD, and I even got a 6-hour cut of it because 3 hours of bonus footage. I loved it, and Christopher Nolan, man, he is the best director of all time, in my opinion. I think he does a phenomenal job behind the camera, and he made such a phenomenal biopic about Robert Oppenheimer. And this movie just, like, it's breathtaking, man. When that atomic bomb goes off, it's a real atomic bomb, and, like, it's visually stunning, and it's so quiet, too, that, like, when it does, you hear it. It actually made me like jump out of my seat a little bit. This movie is honestly one of the most scariest movies of the year, and it's not even a horror movie. Honestly, it scared me more than any other movie that I've seen this year by the end of it. I left that theater very terrified, not knowing if Like, I don't know, it left me unsettled, and I love that for it. He was brilliant with the cinematography. I think Cillian Murphy's gonna win Best Actor, and I think Robert Downey Jr. is gonna win Best Supporting Actor. I wouldn't be upset if even Emily Blunt won an Oscar for Best Actress, or Florence Pugh for Best Supporting Actress, because they all did a phenomenal job. Every acting performance in this movie was great. This cast was, like, amazing in this movie. Again, the soundtrack, oh my gosh, that score, I don't know what that man was cooking, but he cooked, man. That was phenomenal. I loved it. Best movie of the year, one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 20 movies of all time. I love it. And don't come at me if, like, you didn't see Godzilla -1 or John Wick Chapter 4 on this list, because I haven't seen them. I also haven't seen, like, Poor Things, a bunch of other movies. There's a lot of movies I still got to see before the Oscars comes up. It's just that tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and I'm probably not gonna go to the movie theater tomorrow or today. So this is it. My last movie of the year was The Iron Claw, which was really good, by the way. Barely made the top 5 list. It's number 8 on my list. But yeah, I think I did a pretty good year this year, watching a lot of movies. I will say I didn't do as great as last year. Last year I got 90 in. This year I only got 64, but it's not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, I think it was a very good year for movies overall. I think we're doing pretty good, and I can't wait to see next year. We got so many good releases coming out next year. It's going to be great. I thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. If you really like this video, make sure you like it. If you really, really like it, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you ring that bell and notify your notifications. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you guys stay hydrated out there. Yeah, so dessert out. Peace.